When a mother and her two young children looked outside, they spotted their elderly neighbor confusedly wandering on their property. As the family was trying to help the elderly woman, the mother and her little ones were viciously attacked. Upon seeing their elderly neighbor with dementia on their property in Bono, South Carolina, a family set out to help the confused woman. Bethany Hastings and her children, 4-year-old Lainey and 2-year-old Wesley Bales, hopped in their golf cart and gave the neighbor a ride back to her home. After they arrived at the elderly woman's property, Bethany saw something move out of the corner of her periphery. The neighbor's pit bull had gotten loose and was heading straight for them. The dog leaped onto the cart, brutally attacking the family as they scrambled to get away from the gnashing teeth. The dog first lunged at 2-year-old Wesley, tearing into him as the little boy screamed, Wax reports. The dog then turned his attention to Lainey, focusing his attack on the little girl's face and head. Bethany tried to grab the dog in a bid to save her children. It was then that the pit bull turned his attention toward the mother. First he got my brother, and then second he got me, and then third he got my mom, Lainey said. Bethany took the dog to the ground, placing the full force of her weight on him as she struggled to restrain him. The heroic mother managed to hold him down for 15 terrifying minutes until another neighbor heard her screams and rushed over to help. I didn't have a choice, Bethany said. If I had let go, he would have gotten me or them again. The neighbor grabbed the children, placed them into his truck, and helped Bethany with the dog. Within 5 minutes, emergency medical support arrived and transported the family to the hospital for treatment. Bethany and Wesley were treated for minor injuries. However, Lainey sustained the most severe wounds, requiring a 4-day hospital stay, 2 of which were spent in pediatric intensive care. Doctors said she would have to undergo several surgical procedures in the future. They hadn't quite seen anything like that before to that extent, with that much damage, Bethany said. The family opened a GoFundMe account to raise money for the medical expenses for all 3 victims as well as Lainey's future surgeries after Bethany was forced to take a leave of absence from her job. Since the attack, the family has been afraid to go outside. The children have suffered severe trauma, which will undoubtedly take years to overcome. Bethany hopes that their story will serve as a reminder to dog owners to keep animals that have an aggressive tendency constrained. She's in karate and t-ball, so I thought she'd wind up at the hospital maybe for a broken bone or something crazy like that. But never this. Never, Bethany said. After that, you realize just how vulnerable you are to everything. For this family, the road to recovery is a long one. Their physical wounds will likely heal long before their psychological ones. Unfortunately, Lainey would still require further surgeries to repair the extensive damage to her face, which unfortunately came from trying to do a good deed for their neighbor. The more people share this family's story, the more money will be raised to help Lainey obtain these surgeries, which will not only restore her facial features but enhance her quality of life. Hopefully, this family will at least find some relief from their financial burden. And, perhaps more importantly, we hope it will be a reminder to other dog owners that such a senseless tragedy can be prevented if the appropriate responsibility is taken with their pet. The community of Bono, South Carolina, has rallied around Bethany Hastings and her children in the wake of the attack. Local organizations and neighbors have organized events to raise awareness about the importance of animal control and to show support for the family. A candlelight vigil was held at a nearby park where dozens of attendees prayed for Lainey's recovery and shared messages of encouragement for the Hastings family. Amid the community support, Bethany has reflected on the unexpected dangers that can arise in everyday life. You never think something like this could happen, especially in your own neighborhood, she said. We just wanted to help someone who was vulnerable, and it turned into a nightmare. Animal control officers confirmed that the dog, described as a pit bull mix, had been removed from the property following the attack. The dog's owner, the elderly neighbor, was reportedly unaware of the dog's aggressive tendencies due to her declining mental state. Officials are investigating whether proper precautions had been taken to secure the animal prior to the incident. Lainey's resilience has inspired many who hear her story. Despite her trauma, the 4-year-old has shown remarkable bravery during her hospital stay. She has even begun working with a child psychologist to help her process the event and regain a sense of normalcy. She's a fighter, Bethany said proudly. She's already talking about going back to t-ball once she's better. The attack has also prompted discussions about dog ownership responsibilities in the area. Local officials are considering new regulations, including stricter leash laws and requirements for fencing to prevent similar incidents in the future. This tragedy underscores the need for stronger safeguards to protect both people and pets, a town council member said during a recent meeting. As Bethany balances caring for her children and managing her own recovery, she has been overwhelmed by the generosity of strangers. Donations to their GoFundMe campaign have poured in from across the country, with many donors leaving heartfelt messages. One donor wrote, "Your family's courage is an inspiration. We're praying for Lainey and all of you." While Lainey's surgeries will address the physical scars, the family knows the emotional scars will take longer to heal. Bethany has vowed to do whatever it takes to help her children move forward. "We're focusing on the small victories," she said. "Every smile, every step toward feeling safe again, it all matters." Bethany also hopes to use her platform to advocate for greater awareness about the risks posed by aggressive animals. "This isn't about blaming a breed or a person," she explained. "It's about accountability and ensuring everyone, especially kids, is safe in their own neighborhoods." The family has begun to rebuild their sense of security, though the journey is slow. Friends have installed additional locks and fencing around their home to create a safer environment for Lainey and Wesley to play. "It's going to take time, but we're determined to feel safe again," Bethany said. Through it all, Bethany remains grateful for the outpouring of kindness and support. "It's amazing how people come together in the worst of times," she said. "It reminds us that there's still so much good in the world, even when things feel so dark." For now, the Hastings family is focused on healing one day, one step, and one smile at a time. With the continued support of their community and the strength of their bond, they are determined to overcome this tragedy and emerge stronger than ever. The Hastings family's ordeal has also sparked interest from national organizations that advocate for stricter dog control laws and provide support for victims of dog attacks. Representatives from one such organization reached out to Bethany, offering resources and advice on how to navigate the emotional and legal challenges that often follow such incidents. "We're not alone in this," Bethany said, expressing gratitude for the guidance and solidarity. As Lainey continues her recovery, she has become a source of inspiration for her younger brother, Wesley. Despite being just 2 years old, Wesley looks up to his sister and often tries to cheer her up with his innocent antics. "He doesn't understand everything that happened," Bethany said, "but he knows his big sister is brave, and he wants to be just like her." The family's story has also drawn attention from local schools and churches, many of which have stepped up to offer assistance. A nearby elementary school organized a fundraiser, where students sold handmade crafts to help cover Lainey's medical expenses. "It's heartwarming to see how much people care," Bethany shared. "It makes us feel like we're part of something bigger than ourselves." Bethany has also used social media to spread awareness about the incident and the importance of responsible pet ownership. Her posts have been shared thousands of times, sparking conversations nationwide about how to prevent similar tragedies. "This isn't just about us," she wrote in one post. "It's about making sure no other family has to go through what we did." As the family navigates their recovery, they've also begun to find moments of joy amidst the challenges. One particularly emotional day came when Lainey returned home from the hospital to find a surprise waiting for her, a room filled with balloons, stuffed animals, and letters of encouragement from friends and strangers alike. "Her smile that day was everything," Bethany said. "It reminded us that even in the hardest times, there's still so much love and hope around us." The incident has also prompted Bethany to consider starting a foundation in Lainey's name to help other families who have suffered from traumatic dog attacks. She envisions a future where the foundation could provide financial assistance, emotional support, and education about dog safety. "If we can turn our pain into something positive for others, then maybe this tragedy can have a greater purpose," Bethany said. As the weeks pass, small victories continue to mark their journey toward healing. Lainey recently took her first walk outside since the attack, holding her mother's hand tightly but showing determination to overcome her fear. "It's a long road, but we're taking it one step at a time," Bethany said. "We refuse to let this define us. Together, we'll move forward stronger than before."